We're live. Okay. So we're here to, and what I mean by that, we, the guides and I, are here, and I've got my screen right here so I can see your chat. And I know there's several of you that are coming in today. So meanwhile, what I'm going to do, I'm going to have the guides introduce the session today, the live session. We're live on YouTube, on the Linda Deer YouTube channel. Okay, and they're going to open it, and here they go. Start to chat. Yes. Okay. What kind of comments and interaction and what kind of conversation are we going to have with the viewers today? Turn away from the noise. That will not serve you. We are with you at all times now. So be ready to hear us. Yes. Vibration needs to feel good so you can bring that with you when you are needed. Okay. What do you mean by when you are needed? Very soon. Dealing with the poor vibration that will be feeding the airwaves will feel like giving up. Okay, yeah. Okay, just don't let it get to you. Yes. And I would say the thing that you really need to do, you guys, you're going to feel the hit. You're going to feel, we're starting to feel some of it now, right? Been feeling it for a while. I mean, if we were to look back, we've been feeling it for over 5 years now. We've been feeling it longer than that. We've known something's not right. So start to journal each day. That will be vibrating higher. Feed your soul with frequency of love. Yeah, we need to take better care of ourselves, all right? Okay, chat disconnected. Please wait while we try to reconnect you. Okay, unable to connect to chat. Please try again later. Oh boy. Okay, so I see what's going on. Oh, there you are. I see you guys now. My goodness. Okay, thank you. Okay. So whatever you guys, you see where the guides are what they're talking about. And somebody said here, let me see. It's Mercury retrograde. Even though that will be a fear-based time. Mercury retrograde this time? Yes. Why? Why? Because of this war stuff? Yes. You will be feeling way stronger because you are right where you should be. You mean with us, with all of you, with their guides. Yes. Okay. Okay. So, what do we have here? Okay. This is an interesting one. Free or feed your soul was the last words my sister told me before she passed. Feed your soul. That was very strong. You were supposed to know this. Yes. Was that the biggest frequency you experienced with her? That's a question to you. You, Lizan. I hope I'm saying that. That's a question to you. Was that the most strongest message you got from her? That's important. That's really what you need to remember. You guys came in as sisters. Okay, what else do we have here? Can I use my new light language for the best? Yeah, light language. What do you think of the light language? Before you can integrate with us that way, you will attract a guide that will be on frequency with you. Okay, so it's about, when you do your journaling, I'm always going to talk about that. When you do your journal writing, that's where you make connection. That's where you have a time out, focus in that one direction. Everything else is off the table on that. Okay. So that's what they're saying. It's about you building up your energy, you building up your frequency. All right. And then the light language, you'll find it coming through sporadically. Like you might be talking to somebody and all of a sudden it comes out and you even question yourself. You go, what was that? You're getting accustomed to it if you're bringing it in, if you're requesting it. Okay. It's a frequency. Okay. My guides told me I have guilt obesity, and it's true. I struggle very heavily with feelings of guilt or pity, even just small things, putting myself first. And of course, she doesn't put herself first. Oh, I can feel the weight of that. And there's the weight. You see, how we feel, what we take on, you guys, most of it's not your stuff. And it's the weight that she's carrying that's translating through her body. The weight's not yours. Gifts are lacking. Yeah, you're missing your reason for being here. Yes. Before you can give up the guilt and shame, you will feel calmness. Yes. You will hit a ring that will be deafening. Wow. You mean something she'll hear? Uh, is it something she'll hear? It's both. You'll feel it and hear it and know it and sense it. And it'll be something that just, it might take your breath away. I feel my breath right now. Your breath away. Where you have to take a pause and just go, wait a minute. something just shifted in me, and you feel that. You know what I'm pulling out, right? The journey. You guys, this is gonna be your godsend. Part 3, it's the part 3 is the last part of the journal. That's where you start, and you start writing down those moments when you had that pause, that shift that you really can't really explain, but it happened. You don't need to explain it. Acknowledge it and write it down and date it. One by one, you will retrieve yourself, bring yourself back again, and release the weight of this outer world that shut you down, that caused this physical reaction. You're real sensitive. That's why you're that way, because you're real sensitive. So move that sensitivity to yourself so you can start to benefit from it. And whatever you do, start breathing, start stretching and start breathing, okay? I have to breathe for a second, myself. You guys all do that. You need to breathe more to release this nonsense going on in our world. So, yeah, I can feel it in all of you. Feel it in me. Yeah, baggage put on us. Absolutely. It's what we unconditionally absorb as well. I know. And you know how we learned to do this so well? We were little tiny kids, and we were going to make everyone like each other. We were going to fix everyone that was hurting, that we saw so clearly. Stop doing that. Right. Don't internalize hate, whatever you do. Oh, the word hate. Oh my God. Okay. In meditation, I connect to my heart. That intention is what made me know I was there for myself. I was there for myself. Right. You can't do anything for anybody else or do anything in this world that matters until you do for yourself first, until you know who you are first. That's how this helps you. That's how this gets you your life back. Yeah. You guys, so much of this chat today is the weight of the world. I get surrounded by so much jealousy, and it makes me just feel bad for them and end up over sacrificing. Then they resent me for doing everything. Yeah. If they're jealous of you, you're already around the wrong frequency, the wrong vibration. Don't think of them as people because then you start to take it personal, and you never wanna do that, you guys. That will the little tiny kid that tried to fix everybody, everyone wanted everyone to love each other, okay, everyone to get along. That's what that is, okay? That's what that is. So, we've got to cut that out. We've gotta you can't help anybody until you help yourself. You can't love anybody until you love yourself. You can say you love somebody, but if you don't love yourself first, it's not coming from your truth. Your truth has to be alive and well. That's what you're bringing back. I hope this isn't selfish of me to ask, or if this is less relevant, but you came online right as this problem came back in my mind. And then my guides told me I have okay, that's right. That's the girl that the person that we talked to about the weight that she has carried her whole life. Anytime you guys gain any weight, and it's a big thing in society now, think back, get your journal out and write down who you're taking care of, who you're protecting, who you're not being yourself, who you're not being, so that you don't expose yourself to everybody else so they criticize you and put you down or completely reject you. Write all that down because until you get it out of here and onto the pages, you won't be able to. The most critical part is when you review what you wrote, not the moment you wrote it, the next day or a week from now, and you review what you wrote, that's when you're gonna see what's going on. That's when you're gonna see where you're telling yourself things that are sabotaging yourself and where you're telling yourself the truth. The truth is tough. But until we tell ourselves the truth, you guys, there's no hope for us. We're just gonna keep repeating the same old thing all over again. I can't use my new light language. Okay, okay, let's go back up. Okay, there's some up here. I have a question about ETs. What is the difference between ETs and spirit guides? And how do I know the difference? Also, with writing. Also, would love to hear more about twin flames. Okay, let's stay on this. Okay, about the ETs and what's the difference between the ETs and the spirit guides? First of all, these guides that I channel are a collective and they change depending on what the subject matter is. Yes, we are a vibration of love that fear cannot run. Yeah, a powerful wave of gratitude that you will begin to experience when beginning this good, this go to vibration that we are. Go to vibration. Okay. This is the go to vibration. I love it. Yes. Okay. So the question here, okay. So identify yourselves for the sake of this session. Then we're going to answer that question. You and are are the same. Are you talking to me? Yes. We have been together with you in various times that I mean lifetimes. Yes, that began soul work to free humanity. So evidently I've done this before. And you're going to find that out with your own guides. You're going to see when you have this conversation with them, when you start writing in your journal, when you start to see where your guidance has infiltrated your writing like automatic writing. And you're going to see, you're going to start to remember things about yourself. It's just automatic. It's the way it's going to work. Okay. So, uh, okay. So these are a collective of many lifetimes. And are you ETs? Yes. Are you spirit guides? Yes. And so you're my higher self too. Yes. Variations of the vibration that you are now. Okay. You bring to you that which you are. If whatever you're vibrating to, that's why it's so important to do your journal writing so you can keep your energy field clear and clean. Okay, so you understand your and begin and continue to understand who you are and why you are here and who's here with you to help you with this. Okay. Um, okay, so what is the difference between the ETs and the spirit guides? Yes. Value you attract will be from both. Yes. You will need this when feeling unsure of the world you are you are stuck in. Yeah. You're but I wanna add to that. You feel stuck in it because you don't seem to have the power to do the things that you came here to do because you forgot who you are. I can't say that enough times. That's why in this journal, in part 3, as you're writing, you need to do it. I'm gonna give you the grid. You need to do it every day, at least at night or in the morning, whatever time you have that is alone time, and start putting your feelings down on the pages, your most feelings. What you're thinking is generally the mass consciousness most of the time, or something you're trying to achieve in the physical world that based on, you know, something you don't take with you when you leave, like making money, things, and buying stuff and blah, and, who loves me? You gotta love yourself first. Um, and the love that you are trapped, you can't even avoid it at that point. And I don't care who you are, what you feel like, how old you are, how young you are, what you look like. I don't care about any of your status. You will attract to you what you are. So when you notice what that is, write it down. Write it, write it all down and keep it in chronological order. One day, this is today, and tomorrow you write the next one down, and always, always date what you've got. It's so important. I'm going to put something together. I want you guys to give me some feedback on this. I'm gonna put, like, something together on YouTube that's, uh helps you guys work through your journal entries. I'm gonna put something together where you're using the journal, and I support you through it and walk you through it. Not I'm sure I wouldn't have time to do every single one of you guys, but you're gonna see by the ones that I do, how it lines up with you if I don't get to your specific, inquiry, what you wrote down. What and I'm gonna take you through the whole process, show you how you really wean out what's buried under the surface and bring it to the forefront so you know what this is. So you start to get it. And you most of all know how to find it. You know how to evaluate it and for yourself. So you don't need me there with you every single time because I will walk you through it. Okay. If you guys are interested in doing that, let me know in the comments because I'm getting so much requests for people to learn how to do this. How do you make that connection to your guides? You make the connection to yourself first, and this is how you do it. Once you do that, the connection to your guides, like I said before, it's an automatic reaction, a response. It's a it's a connection that you can't help but make. It will just be there. You don't have to work at this. This does not work. But the part that's the work is where you go back and you start to write down where you are right now, about what's going on in your life right now, what you're feeling, what you're wondering about, what you feel victimized by. what you feel gratitude for, all the ups and downs and everything that's going on. And you start and you do that every day. You just, you do that every day. And then once you have enough of these together, and I walk you through one of them. I walk you through one of them. I show you this is what you wrote, then I walk you through how it made you feel and the realization you'll have and the action that you take will be obvious to you. You won't be lost anymore. This is going to be your launch pad. And then once you start to see through your dedication, writing in your journal for at least 15 minutes a day or night, each day, once you start to review what you wrote throughout the journal and you see patterns developing, that's where you go back to part two, where it talks about there's 18 chapters in part two, real short and to the point, that talk about the part that got you off track early in your life that caused all this waste of time. I call it a waste of time. We've been living our lives from out of fear, out of confusion, out of not knowing who we are, about being afraid of who we are. No one appreciates who we are. We don't even know who we are. God forbid you find out. And that's what this breaks you through. All right. Once you have that back, you're ready to ascend at that point. The guidance that you draw to you, you won't have to wonder about it. You won't have to look for it. Okay, so the difference between the ETs and the spirit guides, daily frequency of both. You will start to be free of the goo that this world offers. Okay, I think what they're referring to here, the last session that we did Tuesday, I brought up something about the worldly goo. That's what they're bringing back, and it keeps you stuck, you guys. It's okay to look and see what's going on, but put it in perspective. It's happening out there. You didn't do it. You didn't cause it. You didn't want it. Yes. Deal dealing with cutting through the goo will get you back on track with us and yourself. Yeah, you this journal, this will break the pattern is what it'll do. Instead of binge watching all this nonsense, you turn your attention back to you, okay? And then you start seeing something that's worthwhile, something you have the power over, something the reason you're here, your purpose, okay? Okay, so the difference between ETs and spirit guides, between you and us, yes, that will happen naturally, like you said. Yeah. Well, it really has to do with you guys have no lack here. You don't lack any guidance at all, just like I lack nothing. I sit down on command and talk to guides about anything. The only thing that I do that might be different from what you're gonna do to start out with is I know how to get my goo out of the way. There's worldly goo, then there's the personal goo that we have, and just get it out, remove it, and don't be afraid of the truth. The one thing the guides always tell me, because I do a lot of coaching sessions with people's guides and as they talk to you, um, the only thing that they tell me to do is don't hold back. So when you're writing in your journal and you're talking to yourself, you think you're actually having a conversation with your guides. And when you're doing that, the you're gonna start to see just how much goo you have in your head and it's that's bleeding through, and how much of you is open, absolutely trusting the information that's coming through and staying out of the way and not getting caught up in fear. Like, people will say, "Don't tell me anything bad." I'm not telling anybody anything bad. The guides are coming through, having a conversation with you, and one person will perceive it as, "Oh, that was terrible, that was bad." Another person will say, "You know, I really needed to know that. I needed to know that. I needed to hear that truth. I haven't heard that. That's what I need." And it may not be convenient. It may say something like, "You need to change your whole life." Well, you know what? When you went into the session, you kinda knew that. But when you heard it from the source, now you can't deny it. And now it's something you have to do something about. And I bring it back up. And this is how you find it. It's how you're gonna revive yourself. You gotta get yourself back in the picture, okay? Okay. So the guides are always with you. Extraterrestrials, spirit guides, and the other thing, twin flames. We didn't get into that, but, uh, twin flames, what are they? 2 people who are quick to feel human, but also very temperamental. Hmm. A big frequency on both sides. So are they like, so they're so what happens when they come together? Continue to turn heads, but also vibration gets to be so much you can feel the edge. So too much time together will be will be use a different word, will be way too much. Okay. So it sounds to me, I haven't really, I don't know anything about the twin flames, but I've heard about it. But it sounds like it's fiery. It's something that when you come together, you're coming together to probably do something together that's strong, but you probably need a break from each other every now and then, so it doesn't get too heavy. There's that heaviness again, or you try to defeat the other person or take on their stuff, or there's just a lot of energy there. Yep, it's becoming stronger. I know it's all works out for the best no matter what. Yes. Um, okay, let's get down the thing here a little bit. Yeah. Her twin flame or their twin flame is stuck. I have been understanding that while I am this person, I can let that identity go. Sometimes I'm okay, yeah. Yeah, because sometimes let that identity go. So the real person can actually start to breathe and live and participate in your life. That comes out when you start to write it down, when you start your journal writing in part 3, when you start to let it bleed through, okay? Yeah. Um, my ex is moving, and I was carrying on so much yucky stuff because she brought everything in. Now it is empty. I can feel free. Okay, right. But okay, but there's also gonna be that void you're gonna feel, and that void is there for you to fill, not for someone else to fill, okay? And you know that, you got that, so you can be free. Free and what you wanna do in your journal, you wanna be free? Free from what? Free in this case suggests not free to, but free from. Okay, and write down what that free from, it's an X. My ex is moving, and you were carrying on. She brought everything and now it's empty. I can feel free, but free from what? So what is it that because what will happen is whatever that person was, the ex, you'll probably attract something that's pretty close to it in the future. I mean, it may not look the same, but it's energy, it's vibrant, it's vibration, frequency will be similar because that's what you're attracting. You can't help it that because that's who you are and that's who you bring to. So what you want to do in your journal, you wanna write down in your case, the key words here, the most energy in it is so you can feel free. You need to write down what that means to you. That as soon as you dissect this stuff and you examine it and you review it, you'll start to see how that X, how that experience brought shot a light on what you've been holding back in you that kept you from being free. Okay. This is an internal job. That person, that X, just served as an agent to bring in this energy so you could start to recognize where you were lacking in yourself, and that journal will do it. Start writing about what that means to you. Okay, so, this is what I help you guys with. Pick up a pen, not the phone. Yes. Pick up a pen, not the phone. Okay. Observe, don't absorb. Wow. Gifts are waiting. Yes. You befriend us and we begin this journey. Yes. Okay. So they're guides, your guides, the guides, the extraterrestrials, everybody who's here to are the extraterrestrials closer to us now on planet Earth? Yes. Why? Vibration. Okay. And what that means is it's not like, people used to call extraterrestrials Martians. That's really funny. I mean, that's like from the what, I don't know, from the early 1900s. They're Martians, you know? When really they're entities. They are, some people call them aliens, and they don't like that. So, they call us aliens because they were here before we were. Okay, yes. Each time you call us that, we bring a a a dumb response, like a way to open your mind so you can work with us as equals. Well, that's a compliment. As equals. They're not an alien. Okay, they told me that so many years ago, and it makes so much sense. Okay, let's see what else we have. Yeah, My Favorite Martian. I remember that show. I remember that. I've been writing everything down and observing my patterns too. Thank you for your help. Yes, your patterns. Okay, I have kept my creativity on hold. Oh, what do you have to say about someone who does that? So many people have done that because they're afraid to come out. Yes, that will be changing now. Yes. That's the worst thing we could do is repress our gifts, our creativity, leading us to the reason we're here and bringing our true beauty to the world. You guys, nobody has the right to take that away from you. That's your freedom. You guys are great. Right? Right? Keep writing. Okay, as big brothers, I look to them as my big brothers. They are your big brothers and sisters. I'm a perfectionist, but now I just want to create for God. Yeah. We want to come together. The way I let's talk. Be fierce, be a fierce warrior for a new world that lives on the frequency of yes. Oh, yes. It's interesting how we all know what that is, and in our lifetime, we've seen very little of it. It's because we brought this with us, okay? That's why we're warriors. That's what they mean by that. They mean it in a positive way, not in a way where you cause, mayhem. They don't mean it like that. They mean you fully expressing yourself in a way that's, uh, unified, God, unified with everyone else. This is great, you guys. I love your comments. You're okay. Yeah. Okay, this may seem crazy, but I get followed by a flying object wherever I go. I notice it on clear nights. Yeah, that's because you look most people have their phone, this is all they do. They walk around looking down. You look up. You're not on your phone all the time. You actually don't do that. You guys, if more of you didn't just, you know, let your phone control everything you do, where it's you're tied to it all the time. If you had a discipline where you could just take a time out. When you're writing in your journal, have your phone off so that doesn't happen, like what he's talking about. He's been able to see them following him. They've probably been following you too, but because you've been preoccupied with all this stuff, you've been missing it. So you used to do this when you were a little kid. You didn't have phones. You did look up. Twice I've seen green dots around me. One was when I was, taking a selfie, and a green dot was near my face on the camera. Can you ask who they were? I think is what you meant. Yes. You could see frequency of new gradations that began to appear when you were open to it. So are you saying that they've shown they've appeared before? Yes. When you when you didn't notice. We unfold the gradation of green so you can see it. Okay, so here's what they did. That wasn't the only color or the only way that they did something to get your attention, but you missed but when they use and they keep trying things. When we miss it, and, like signs and signals along the way, when we miss it, well, they missed it again, and then they throw something else our way, and they're hoping another sign, and they're hoping that we get it that time, and we miss it again because we're on the phone or we're preoccupied or you know, we're not open. We're preoccupied. And then there's that moment when you weren't all filled up with all that, and bam, they were able to get through to you. And what they're gonna notice now, what you need to keep your eye out for is the green. The green, what do they call it? The green, frequency of healing energy that was being broadcasted to you when you were being unconsciously awakened. Okay, so it's something that you didn't expect. It's something you did not expect, but now you're gonna be more aware. You're gonna write it down. Make sure you do that every single time something unusual or out of the ordinary happens, write it down. And if you don't have your journal with you when it happens, have something to write down a few keywords. And then when you have time to sit down in the comfort of your home and write down and write it out. You've got the key words, when it happened, where it happened, how it happened, and write it all down. And then review what you wrote over the course of a week. It's like a daisy chain. It's like a mystery, but it's your life that you're breaking in the code for. It's your life that you're examining, okay? Oh, I have crows follow me. I notice that every time I go for a walk. You know something, you guys? This is so interesting that one popped up. I've seen crows everywhere. What is this thing with the crows turning to a opening that was so vulnerable before? This time, give us a chance to feed your feed your union with us so we can come through at any time. Okay, so here's what's going on. Those crows are the messengers. They are birds are messengers, but these are specific. These are your guides. Yeah, because crows are extremely intelligent. I've seen so many of them. It's uncanny. Okay, so something's going on where where you're ready to receive those messages. Only thing you need to do, the only thing And I don't mean that you need to see it in the sky, what the message was, what you felt, what you intuited from it. Write it down. I saw the crow, and this is the feeling I got. This is the hit I got. This is the knowingness that came through. It makes no sense to anyone else but you. You're not gonna you don't share anything you write in your journal with anybody, because the minute you do that, you'll start to whitewash what you're writing down, and that won't serve you. That will keep you right where you're at. So hide this. You don't show this to anybody. Nobody gets to see this. So you can tell yourself the truth. So you can start to bring yourself back to the surface, your true self, not the self that you put out there like a mask, something that society has learned to accept. That's not who you are. Okay. Yeah, some are ancestors. They are. They're all of them. Many lifetimes. This isn't your only, video. You've done this many times. That's why you're ready to know these things now and break through them, okay? The outer world, I want you guys to understand what's going on in the outer world, all this chaos that's going on and keeps going on. It's breaking down. This is what a breakdown looks like. It's like going to the theater and seeing the whole thing crumble. But I went to that theater my whole life, and this is what it was like. It was great. It was kinda great. And now it's over. And you go in there now and you can see the whole thing. The theater represents the illusion, all that you were able to have in this world up to this point. Now it's breaking down, and it's gonna look, and feel awkward, but you know what? You guys aren't gonna miss it. Once we get through this and move through this, as you move through this, the whole point in moving through it now is to get yourself back first. That's first, is to get you back. And then as you move forward, you're equipped to take on what the world really has in store for you. Your part in it, your purpose in it, okay? That's gonna make you want to be no matter what's going on, because you've got a reason to be here. Okay, what do we have here? The symbolism and the synchronicities of crows are everywhere, right? I'm totally resonating in this space. Grateful for all here. Yes. And back at you. This is supposed to be super easy. Yeah, the only thing that makes it hard is our resistance to it. That's it. We get fearful and we don't know what to do and we get scared and we don't seem to have anybody that vibrates to us as we're moving through it. You vibrate to yourself and you will learn that you're not alone. This isn't just yourself. The guidance is coming through. You have never been alone. Okay, you got to start back here. Resisting those phone notifications. Yeah, I know. It's not even important. Yep. Complicated. And I want to say one other thing. On my website, the Linda Deer, DEIR, Linda Deer website, at the very top of the homepage, right over the video, you'll see free self-examination. That's part 3 for free of the journal. You can start there. If you don't have the money to get the journal, it's like $12 on Amazon. But if you don't have it together yet, you can still get it and you can still get started. Okay. Okay, you guys. Okay, is there any other way out other than the journal to connect with them? Because every time I tried it, tried to order it on Amazon, it showed delivery after a month here in India. Oh, okay. So in that case, for sure, you wanna go to my website and get right above the homepage, right over the video, and get the free part 3 of the journal and start with that. You'll have that to work with until you can get the book, until the book comes through to you. I know that they sell Amazon sells it in India. So I see the sales come through in India, all over the world now. So, start there, and you can get started with it. It's really, really great to use. Um, okay, you guys, okay. Okay, you guys have this. Let's let the guides finalize this and let me know. You guys need to do some work. You need to work in part three, and put some journal entries together that you need to explore. And let me know if you put enough of these together, and start writing these out so you've got, you know, enough information there. And let me know if you want to session where I'm not exactly sure how we'll do it, but if you want to go through a discovery with me and the guides about your journal entries and what they're saying to you. In sometimes it's a dream you had. Okay. In fact, at the beginning of these, it says where where you got the guidance. Did you get it in a dream? Taking a walk somewhere? Driving? In the shower? Driving and in the shower. The guidance comes through all the time. I know you've all experienced washing your hands, putting your hands under water, from a song you heard, you know, um, from a person, like an agent to come up and say something to you and you never see him again, but it was really important what they told you. Daydreaming, where you're just relaxing and boom, something pops into your head. That's a download from guidance, from Ask the Universal Channel, from channeling them, or something else, and you mark which one it was, and then how did you know the guidance came from us, meaning the guides? Was it a knowing, a hearing, a seeing, a physical sensation, and then it asked for you to describe which one that was, and then write down what that moment was all about, and then I'll walk you through how to break down how it made you feel, and when you break down how it made you feel, when you really do a good job of how it made you feel, you're automatically gonna know you're gonna have a realization. It's just gonna pop in your head, and from that realization, the action you take will be obvious to you. That's how this journal works. And over time, keep massaging this, keep dedicating yourself to writing in it every day, and keep working this way. You're going to within the course of 1 month, if you do this diligently every day, or every night, you do this quietly, no phones, no kids, nobody bugging you or bothering you. You are going to be so much more clear and connected. That's what this does. I learned this from when I was a kid, when starting at 7 years old, I started journal writing because of my difficult, uh, childhood, and had I not had it, I don't know if I would have made it. The guides warned me at the beginning of my life. They said, "Life will get better for you." This is word for word. They said, "Life will get better for you as you get older if you can make it through childhood." Hey, remember what I said earlier about the guides always tell you the truth? Well, when I heard that when I was this big, and they kept telling me that throughout my life, the only part I heard, because I was still in my childhood, was life will get better for you as you get older. The part where they said, "If you can make it through childhood," I went like this, because I was in that childhood. What could I do about it? I was stuck, but I could do something about my life will get better as I get older. I get a hold of myself, understand myself, and that's when I started, you know, writing to them all the time, and having these conversations with them, and I never let anybody know I was doing it, so nobody could stop, and that's how the journal came about. It literally saved my life. It literally saved my life because I wrote a book called Guided about my life that shows how this works in your life, and after I was done writing that 4 years later, the guides come through and came through with a companion journal to Guided, my guided journey, and that's how this came about. Yeah. So you guys, it's all there. You've got everything you need to move through this and get yourself back and be the bold, strong, powerful person that you are, the warrior that you are. I mean that with love, with, um, with vengeance or, striking out at somebody. That's not the kind of warrior we're talking about, you know, the warrior, the powerful person that you are, that you're just beginning to find out about, learn about, and propel this world, the reason you came here. Let's let the guides close this, and I will see you next week. Let me know if you want to do this. You are better than yes. Before you gave up, you came to us. Us means them, the guides. Yes. You are bringing a frequency of healing to your planet that needs this now, both vibrationally and for the fears that have taken over so many people. You are their hope. Oh, yes. Value this because this will be needed. Yes. Okay. Let me know what you want to do. Meanwhile, I'll see you next week. Bring your questions. Let's get this out in the open. It helps everybody who reads. Okay, we're here together to do this healing.